Hey guys, what's up? It's JMT and welcome back to a Killer's Night video. In this video, we're going over update 1.07. They went ahead and didn't do update 1.1. They stayed below that so they can go ahead and make more fixes to the game before they go ahead and release a huge update like that. But that doesn't say that this isn't a big update, okay? We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. A huge shout out to the creator of the game. He went ahead and gave me some soul gems here at the bottom. You can see 12,500 for us to go ahead and spend and see all of the new content that they have inside of this game. There's a bunch of stuff to go over. I hope you guys are ready. Let's get started, okay? So they added some new cosmetics to the game. Let's go ahead and check out the Survivors tab and look at all the new cosmetics. So they added the Wastelander apocalyptic theme costumes for the 4 main survivors, and they also added the jumpsuit, which is a Squid Game themed costume for the 4 main survivors. So we got some Squid Game content inside of Killer's Night. Always good to see. So the 4 main survivors, by the way, is Emily, Jackson, Marcus, and Sophia. It's not Rex. Rex was a character that just came out in the last update. So let's go ahead and check out Emily here. New ones here. We got Cyberpunk. Look at that. And we got Jumpsuit, the Squid Game costume. For Jackson, we have the Wanderer. And then his jumpsuit. For Marcus, we have the Juggernaut. And then his jumpsuit. And for Sophia, we have her Wasteland. And the jumpsuit. And then we got a new killer here called the Butcher. This guy looks like some type of Mortal Kombat character. His name is Otis Morton, the Butcher. Otis was the finest butcher that Morton Farmstead had ever seen. Turns out he's good at killing more than just livestock. I'm assuming he's good at killing people as well, which is never a good thing to put on your resume. His power is the hook, and he grabs and pulls survivors. So yeah, exactly like the Scorpion. I'm excited to go ahead and just get over here to someone. So with the new killer, the Butcher, his power is to grab and pull survivors towards him using a hook, and it's on a 13-second cooldown. And then his weapon, like his main attack, is a chainsaw. It doesn't get much cooler than that. Very exciting. I'm very excited to go ahead and actually use this character. This character might be one of the better characters out of all of them, just by reading his description. I'm going to go ahead and try him out and show you guys and see just how good this character can be.
From the grave we rise.
And then inside this update as well, we have the new map, of course, with the new killer, called the Morton Farmstead. This is the home map for the Butcher. So the only way to go ahead and actually use the Butcher killer is to get the Morton Farmstead map. So if that map ever comes up in the voting section and you want to play as the Butcher, go ahead and vote for that map, and it's possible you could be selected to go ahead and play as that character. There's new foliage effects, but this is only on desktop, so we'll go ahead and check that out. Oh, and then they gave us a little Easter egg here. They say very likely the home map for another future killer as well. So it's very possible that the Morton Farmstead could be home to another killer coming in Killer's Night. So that's a little cool Easter egg they went ahead and showed us there. Let's go ahead and check out some of the improvements and tweaks into this update. The energy bar is now always visible whenever the energy is lower than 100%. So before, when you were sprinting and your energy bar was going down, it would always disappear when you would stop sprinting. But now, since it's under 100%, you should be able to see it actually go ahead and recharge itself back up, which will be very helpful for people and letting them know whether or not they can actually go ahead and sprint again. Line of sight is required to enter and exit lockers, and you can no longer repair generators through walls. So if you go ahead and actually try to repair a generator through the wall, or even be down and repair a generator as well, I'm pretty sure it says like this is incapable, like you won't be able to go ahead and do this, or it blocks it somehow. And then to go ahead and enter and exit lockers, you got to go ahead and actually be in line of sight with it. You got to go ahead and take a look at it, or be in your third-person camera view to actually go ahead and view the locker as well. So this helps with accidentally going inside of lockers, especially lockers that are next to generators. So this helps that out quite a bit. Down survivors will get back up after 45 seconds unless grabbed by the killer. So if the killer comes and knocks you down and you're crawling on the ground, it'll take 45 seconds for you to go ahead and get back up and continue to repair generators. Generators should disappear once the gates open. No more 6 out of 4 generators repaired bug. I didn't even know that was a bug in the game. Who would have even figured that out? The only reason I probably would have never figured that out is because, I mean, once all of the generators are open, I mean, I'm going to the exit. I'm not going to sit there and repair more generators. But that's a good fix. Holding shift and sprint no longer depletes energy unless you are actually moving. This I noticed before by myself, because I would always hold the shift button no matter what. Even if I was standing still after sprinting, my finger would still be on the shift key and it would still use up energy, I noticed. But this is going to be nice, and it's going to be a good fix to the game for sure. Killers now have a small dot crosshair instead of a default mouse cursor. This just makes the game look more pleasing, I feel like. You can now toggle survivor only on the map vote screen if you don't want to be the killer. If the killer leaves the game and there are at least 2 players still in the server, the gates will open instead of instantly ending the round. So this actually helps in making you want to stay and continue to the game, you know. Instead of having killers just go ahead and rage quit, which happens sometimes, you know, in every single game, they'll reward you for that. It makes you want to continue playing. And then they added the new pop-up to remind the killer how to use their power and what their power does. Some people forget, okay, we all forget. But having reminders in the game for new players as well, since this game's in beta, that'll help out. Then we got some mobile changes to the game. The sprint UI button has been re-implemented. The functions as a toggle instead of a hold to use ability. And I think you can switch between them as well, whether or not you want to have it to be toggle or hold to use. And your movement speed threshold for automatic sneaking has been increased. Makes it a bit easier to sneak on mobile. They completely remade the vaulting system, allowing you to vault at any point along certain objects. And you press space instead of E, because a lot of people are thinking about jumping through the window, and if you're a PC player, you don't jump with E. So E is going to be helpful for just having that be the interaction button, I feel like, for repairing generators and stuff like that, but having the space for you to go ahead and vault, that's a good change in my opinion. Vaulting uses energy for survivors, but now the killer can also vault, but at a much slower speed, no energy cost for the killers. Which this might get some feedback from people, of course, but the only reason I agree with this is because the killers are pretty slow in general. And for survivors, they got a much bigger energy capacity rate. I mean, when they go ahead and sprint, it's very likely a lot of people get away. But normally the killer can lock onto people. And that's just a good player as well. But I think it's alright for it being a no energy cost for the killers. But anyways, guys, that was all the changes made into update 1.07 in Killer's Night. This game is still in beta. There's a lot to come from this game, so I'm very excited. I'm happy to go ahead and hop on the train early. And before I go, guys, if you want some soul gems in the game, make sure you use code JMT. That'll get you 250 soul gems. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. My name's JMT, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.